What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Mike Flappy YouTube channel. And today, checking out something not necessarily abandoned, but something industrial, ish. It isn't being used anymore. That's right, guys. Checking out the C&O Canal, and I'm gonna try to teach you some stuff, I guess. But really, we're gonna take a look at some cool stuff today. So let's get into it, guys. Before we get too far into this video, I guess I should, preface a few things. I feel like I start half these videos by prefacing a few things. This video kind of took a turn, to the left, and then 180 degrees, and then backwards, and then, well, anyway, we'll explain that story at the end a couple of ways. However, I kind of started, I drove to Cumberland with the whole idea that this was going to be like an abandoned in plain sight type thing. First of all, visitor center was closed, as you'll see. And then I find the map after I say I'm going to cut out and do a history segment. Then also after that, I mistake the river as being the canal. Anyway, it kind of gets backwards, poorly thrown together. And the whole thing's more of a comedy, escapade than it is a history video. But I think it's a good laugh. And if you're watching this part, if you made it past my intro, watch the whole video for the comedic effect. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you, Red Bull. I've been cutting back. I've been drinking coffee instead, but we're here. Anyway, I'm going to go edit this video together now and see what kind of horrible thing I can come up with you for your Monday evening viewing pleasure. And then, thanks for watching. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Like I said, my name's Mike, and if you're new here, I like to look at abandoned things as well as do stuff with cars and equipment and, tools, and just do a lot of cool stuff here. So if you'd like to do cool stuff, subscribe to the channel. As you can see, we're hanging out with some geese right now because I was going to start at the visitor center or somewhere over there, but, well, it's closed today. It's a Monday. They're only open Wednesday through Saturday or Sunday, I think. So Monday and Tuesday, can't go to the visitor center at the C&O Canal. But sounds like a good time for me to cut out. I'll give you some history myself in post. Then we'll get back together, regroup, and take a look at some stuff together. And while I do that, I'm going to go hang out with some geese, I think. Let's get into it, guys. Guess I can't hang out with a bunch of geese and deprive you guys of the experience. Yeah, a lot of people are like scared of these guys, but I don't know, they're pretty chill. When I was in college in West Virginia, to pass the time, I would just go and go down. There's a pond and I don't know, some nice wet fields that these guys used to like to hang out in. And yeah, they let you get pretty close as long as you don't start messing with them. But anyway, they're cool. If you guys don't know, I'm a member of Ducks Unlimited, and well, Geese are a member of that waterfowl family as well. But yeah, I don't know, they're pretty cool. Anytime I see a large field of these Canada geese hanging out, I gotta come and spend a little bit of time. But anyway, that's enough of that. Get back to our regularly scheduled programming of C&O Canal. Today's video is sponsored by Speedway Coffee. Not really. That's a joke. But anyway, it was free because I bought a couple 100 gallons of gas back in the year 2022. And I have like 7,000 points. Anyway. We're going to go ahead and start walking towards the towpath now. And like I said, or I probably tried to explain in the history portion, it's an interesting form of industry that no longer really is utilized. With the advent of not only, the popularization of railroads, but also trucking, in the modern era, and just other forms of transport, floating large amounts of things down a canal just isn't really the greatest, form of transportation anymore. However, it's a type of, landmark that'll now last forever because someone built it. So, the goal for today's video, I'm gonna walk, I don't know, about 6 miles out, maybe about 6 miles back. There's an aqueduct, as well as some locks. And then depending on what else we see, we might take a drive and look at a tunnel, and maybe another aqueduct. I don't know yet. But I have all day. Cumberland isn't so far from where I live. So yeah, we'll just take a look and see what we could see. And when I see something interesting, I'll bring you guys into it, guys. And that'll be how today's video works. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Found a map, guys. For those of you who don't know, there's 184.5 miles of C&O Canal. And, well, we're not going on all of them today. It goes from here in Cumberland all the way down to DC. So yeah, not doing that today. We're up here, and really I only intend to walk maybe right over to here. You can see where it says Evans Creek and Lock 73 through 75, and then we might jump in the car and drive down here. See this tunnel and this other aqueduct over here. Maybe. Don't hold me to that. But anyway, here's a little bit of a bigger, bigger map. But yeah, it'd be cool to bike the entire thing one of these days. But as you can see, there's just all kind of, stuff here. All kind of cool stuff. Let's go over here for a minute. Take a look at the canal. That's it. It's pretty cool. Honestly, the town of Cumberland itself is a really nice town. All of Maryland is a really nice town. I can tell you real quick some information on why I come down here and why I like Maryland so much and all that stuff. Basically, if you haven't been watching, since the beginning, and all of that stuff. I went to college at WVU, and I made some different connections, and I found myself coming to Maryland like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a year, spend a couple weekends and a couple full weeks, and it's just a really nice state. I'm sure people who live in Maryland, there's some people that probably say it's not that nice. The same way that, you know, I don't know. I like Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's a nice place, but after you live there forever, there start to be things you like and things you don't like. But I really started to really like Maryland. In fact, I thought I was going to move here. I really did think that I was going to end up moving down here and it's where I was going to live. Not here in Cumberland, a little bit farther east. But anyway, the C&O Canal particularly, I would drive past a whole bunch of signs for it whenever I was going to stay in Maryland. And I always said, hey, we need to come and see the C&O Canal. And well, that's just one of those things that never happened. So that's what I'm doing today. Obviously, like I said, there's 184.5 miles of it. We might be exploring like 6 miles of it on foot, 12 if you want to count walking out and back. And then other than that, I might take a drive down the road about half an hour and show you some other stuff while I'm here. But other than that, that's about it. So I'm going to cut out and I'll get you right back in here whenever I got something cool to show you. Thanks, guys. Because I can show you guys this stuff at random different points, you know, in the along here. There's just different concrete structures. With the swamp and the way this is built in here, makes you wonder if this might not have been some kind of lock or something. I think I was incorrect. I think what we saw over there might have been the river, and then on this side over here might have been what the canal would have been back in the day. But it's pretty cool. Just trying to look up real quick and see maybe if this might be a lock of some kind. Doesn't really say, but I have to wonder if it is. It's not a bridge foundation. Where's the bridge going to? And there's nothing on the other side. So anyway, there's different concrete structures like this. We passed a different one back there that I didn't film, but I'll try to show you guys different stuff. Leave in the comments what you think this might have been back in the day. I was correct. I'll try to edit and post for the beginning, but just in case I don't. If you're standing on the trail and standing in the middle of the trail, behind you, Cumberland, this way, DC. Basically, if you're facing DC area, this is the canal over here. This swampy looking thing. Over here, that's Potomac River. So anyway, I got that wrong, but yeah, should have known that the canal was not that deep and that clean. The swampy bog that really hasn't been fully utilized in decades, hundreds of years actually. That's the canal. Not over there. That's Potomac River. Canal, Potomac River. Anyway, cut you back in when we see something cool. Here's a pretty decent view of the water. The water of the canal. With, you know, all the junk growing in it. But if you can imagine, back in the day, you know, floating timber or, you know, other industrial products of whatever kind down this water. It's pretty cool. There's not too many people out here today on the trail. Probably because it's a Monday, but anyway, it's not too bad of a day. About 80 degrees. But yeah, we're just gonna keep on heading down this way till we get to something else cool to show you guys. Like I said, the goal is to hike about 6 miles out, check out some aqueducts and stuff, and hike on back, and maybe I'll bring you guys along for lunch. But anyway, back into it, and yeah, see you guys in a little bit. For those of you wondering why I'm not cutting in more and showing you more stuff, well, there's not a lot going on. I'm starting to realize that for video's sake, it would have been more proactive to just drive up and down the canal and stop at different key points, but oh well. If you haven't watched old videos, some of my other explorer videos, I've explained where I'm an ex-Boy Scout. I actually made Eagle Scout a few years ago now. I think I officially made Eagle in 2020. So we used to hike a lot. I didn't do the swimming merit badge. I did the hiking one instead. So part of that was we had to do a 20 mile, but I think overall we did something like, I forget if it was 50 or 100 miles total, because we had to do a bunch of 5 mile hikes, a couple 10 miles, a couple 15 miles, and then 20. But anyway, I like to hike. So this 12 miles doesn't mean anything to me. I probably could have just, if I drove, I would have got more time in, show you more stuff. But anyway, I'll cut in again when I see something interesting to show you guys. I showed you guys, obviously the portions of the canal where you had all that water. Well, this right here, it's kind of hard to see the topography on camera, but this is also the canal. This is the part where not only is it not flooded, it hasn't been flooded in so long that, well, it's like a wheat field going all the way down. There's one of the many railroad bridges and car bridges, that cross the canal, and then inevitably probably cross Potomac, which is over there. But anyway, just thought it'd be cool to show you guys. Here's a portion of the canal that obviously hasn't been flooded in a number of decades probably, but anyway, there's some cool stuff for you guys. Finally, after traveling what feels like forever, we finally came up upon the Evetts Creek Aqueduct. Pretty cool. Now, most of these are the same. I remember going to Old Town. I believe it was Old Town Aqueduct, and it looked pretty much the same as this one. I'll get you in here and you could look. The only difference with Old Town, I believe you can get down to the water a little bit easier than you can here. But anyway, I might put a little bit more of a scientific explanation of what an aqueduct does in a blurb somewhere. But for lack of better terms, it's a way to move water. You know what I'm saying? The canal levels would change at the locks, and the aqueduct would be a way to move the water, move over the water. Anyway, I'll put a more scientific explanation of what exactly an aqueduct does in the video. But anyway, over there's a Potomac. Potomac runs under the aqueduct, and here's your canal over there. I might try to put a picture either in here somewhere or back in the history portion of what this would have looked like, what it was still being used. But that noise you hear over there, it's an active rail yard over that way. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see this out here, the stonework and everything. I think that these railings were added later for this purpose, but yeah, take a walk over to the other side. For your information, I probably could have jumped down here, but I probably would have done it had I been like 2 minutes from home, but we're actually at 2 hours from home, so kind of got to be in physical condition to drive home. But yeah, the place is pretty cool. Here's what it looks like from the other side of the aqueduct. Again, DC is that way. Pretty cool that all this stuff's still here. Cool view. Yeah, here's probably just about as close to the canal as we've got all day. Pretty cool. I saw some big movement, so I'm guessing there's some kind of fish or frogs or turtles or something in here. It's pretty cool. I enjoy looking at stuff like this. Nice if there was a bench or something here. You can sit here and look at it. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna make an executive decision. Hiking down here, it's been about 3 miles or so. I don't even know how long it's taken. The internet says it'll only take about an hour, but it feels like it's taking longer than that. In order to hike this way down the canal and get to the locks, it'll be another 3 miles, another hour or so. It's already 1, won't get there till 2. That means I won't get back to Cumberland till 4. And I don't think we're gonna make it to the tunnel at Paw Paw or maybe Old Town Aqueduct, even though really this here is exactly, the same at Old Town. So I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to, basically we could hike down to the lock the other 3 miles and then not drive and see the tunnel, or I could hike down the lock, or we can drive down the lock and see the tunnel. I'm going to take another few minutes. I think I'm going to sit down for a minute and then try to decide what I want to do. Then I'll get back with you guys. Probably going to regret my decision later on. However, I said I was going to hike 12 miles, so I'm going to hike 12 miles. Probably going to want to die by the time I get to the lock, let alone hiking the 6 miles back. But who would I be to say that I'm going to do it and then not do it? So I'm going to hike down the lock, and then we'll see if we make it to the tunnel. That might have to be another day, because there's hundreds of miles, 184 and a half, I believe, miles of canal. So maybe we hike to the locks today, and then maybe we make it to the tunnel tonight, maybe we don't. But I said I'm gonna hike 12 miles, and I'm gonna do it. So jump off of here, keep going, and we'll see you down there. Okay, good. I don't know how easy it's gonna be for you guys to see, but look at all these turtles. There's a bunch of them. There's one there. There's gotta be at least 10, 15 turtles in this water out here. I don't think I've ever seen so many turtles in the wild in one place. It's crazy. I don't know what kind of turtles they are. I don't know if they're just normal turtles or snapping turtles, or snapping turtles are pretty big, so I don't think those are snapping turtles. But it's just crazy. There's so many turtles in this water, even though I guess that this old stagnant water is probably a great place for a lot of turtles. There's a lot of bugs out there, so take a shower when I get home, make sure I don't get ticks or anything. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys turtles. That's the first cool thing that I've seen. Just decided to continue hiking despite wanting to stop. But anyway, turtles. From over here you can get an even better view of just how many turtles there are. Look at all those guys. Then over there, like I said, in this body of water, there's got to be at least 15 or 20 of them sitting right here. Absolutely crazy. Just hanging out, doing whatever turtles do. But I wasn't expected to see all those turtles out here, so that's pretty cool. Even more turtles. So many turtles. That's just, it's insane. Every single log probably has 5 to 10 turtles all the way up and down here. It's crazy how many turtles there are. Add that to the list of things to see on the canal. Locks, aqueducts, and turtles. Maybe a couple hundred turtles. Come across the Evetts Creek campsite. Nice little place, picnic table, fire pit, grill, porta-john, and non-potable water. But you can boil and treat it if you want. So, if you don't want to boil and treat the water, well then, you can't drink his stuff, but it's not too bad. Definitely recommend you bring water in a backpack with snacks or whatever. Don't be like Mike Falappy and drink a Monster and an extra large Speedway coffee and then come out here and then start to become paranoid and thirsty and hungry. Anyway, there's only like another 2 miles, 2.5 miles maybe. Then we'll be at the lock, and then after that, in the direction you're looking now is home. Well, not home. Back to Cumberland, and then Roy Rogers, then home. Or maybe the tunnel, but more than likely probably not today, but we'll see. Anyway, onward to the lock. Guys, I tried to hike to the lock. Unfortunately, me being the master outdoorsman, ex-Boy Scout that I am, first of all, I misinterpreted the map. So, what Google Maps wants me to do is usual, because, GPS locations are good for that. Wants me to get off of this path, go up, cut across a business park, cut across the highway, and then it's only like 2 miles. If I wanted to follow this path all the way there, it looks like it'd be more like another 4 or 5 miles. So, I don't think I'd do that. I'm underprepared. I don't have enough provisions for that. So, basically, we've hiked 5 miles at this point. We hike back that way, it's another 5 miles. We hike 10. That's good enough for me. We get food, and then we could drive to the lock. And then that'll probably be the end, because I'm seeing that lock, but there's no way we make it on foot. So anyway, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna hike back to Cumberland because I'm hungry, thirsty. Then we'll drive to the lock, guys. But anyway, thanks for sticking it out. Look what we found in the wild. A nice gander of geese with their children. Being the goose guy that I am, I've rarely seen very many of these, family gatherings like this. I'm just not lucky in the timing. But I guess today we got lucky. Like when they're all little yellow and puffy like that. Cute. That'll make for some good film, I guess. I don't want to hurt you, Geese. I just want to catch some videos. Getting more wildlife footage of these geese. I know this is not what we came here for at all. Oh, what are they doing? Are they fighting under there? That one submerged himself. I don't know. Maybe they're looking for bugs or whatever kind of other organisms live in there. But anyway, I never get to see these, younglings, these goslings in an environment like this. So I had to stop and take more of a look at it. I'm tired anyway, so it doesn't bother me sitting here watching them instead of hiking, but we do need to start heading back because I am hungry and thirsty. It did not bring provisions. I'm an idiot. Don't be like me. Bring water. I'm just lazy and don't like to have to be responsible for carrying it. So instead, we get dehydrated. But anyway, baby geese, adolescent geese, I don't know. But they're cute. Well, guys, you're probably wondering why we're back to the car and what's going on. And I probably look like I'm about ready to die. And that's because we're going to be ending this show here with a story about what I've been doing for the last 2 hours. It's 5:48, and I probably quit doing the thing with the trail at 3. See, I grossly unprepared for this. I thought that 6 miles out, 6 miles back would be easy. And I did not pack well for this at all. And yeah, I had not enough of anything to make it. Even that, it was going to be 10 miles. I told you, we're going to turn back, drive the log. It's going to be 10 miles. And that didn't happen. So my goal was I'm going to stop at this place called Gene Mason Sports Complex. It's in Cumberland. And I thought that they got to have a water fountain there or something. And they did. But cruelly enough, it didn't work. None of them worked. There were a couple of them, none of them worked. So if you're watching this, Cumberland government, if you're watching, turn the damn water fountains on at Gene Mason Sports Complex. It's the only place along the trail that, unprepared people such as myself can get water. So, to Gene Mason Sports Complex, turn your damn water fountains on. Anyway, they didn't have it. So I walked up here, all the way up this I don't know. Anyway, we walked up there, a Foot Street, to the Virginia's Avenue. So I looked at the maps, and I'm like, I'm going to go up the street. There's a liquor store. Most liquor stores at minimum will sell like a ginger ale or a Coke or something to mix with your Jack Daniels. And they did. They had a vending machine. Vending machine, out of order. Liquor store, closed on Mondays. This place, not open on Monday. So the next logical thing to do was go down the street to the Sheets. They were closed. They were closing. The Fireplace store didn't have anything. We were striking out. I was thirsty. So we walked up the Virginia Avenue here. We walked past this KFC. Probably should have went and got some KFC. But anyway. Went to this Sheets here. And I bought my Gatorade. And I bought my water. So I went to the Sheets. And I got a water and a Gatorade. Probably the best water and the best Gatorade that I've ever had in my life. But by that point, I was so far away from the trail that it didn't make any sense for me to turn around and go back to the trail. So I got on Google Maps, and I was like, take me through Cumberland, the heart of Cumberland, which, if you're watching this from Cumberland, you have a beautiful city. The riverfront's beautiful. But going up the hill from that Sheets, I think it's Virginia Avenue, going up the hill from the Sheets, made me feel at home because we got a lot of neighborhoods like that back in Pittsburgh area where you have one or two family businesses and a funeral home, and then like 6 blocks of just abandoned stuff, and then the tenements.
Then I headed up the Virginia Avenue past this place. They were closed. These two were closed. Kept going up here past the Marvin's Floors. Don't know what that is, but that was closed. Went up here all the way up the Virginia Avenue. Yeah, all the way up to the Cresap Street, which if you don't know your history, look him up. Cresap was a guy. Cresap. Anyway, I walked all the way down here, down the Old Town Road to the Gay Street. Gay! Anyway.
Some of the areas of that neighborhood weren't to be walking. There weren't sidewalks. There were cars broken down along there that looked like they ain't moved in 10 years. With that being said, I walked all the way up there. I ended up getting to a field.
And we kept going. And then we get to this field, which they call it the Wilson's Park. There wasn't anything there. It was a field. Anyway, I walked down through this field, and I could see the Martin's grocery store.
After I went past the row homes and I went down and I got to the end of the alley, there was a field, and I could see on the other side of the field that there was, it looked like to me a giant eagle or whatever. And apparently there's no giant eagle in Cumberland. It was a Martin's. I've never heard of Martin's. Leave a comment if you've ever been to Martin's. But I've never heard of it. I didn't go in. But I was there. And I kept walking past this place, past an AutoZone, past the Chick-fil-A.
Down the Park Street extension, there's the AutoZone, there's a Chick-fil-A. Some lady came flying out of this Chick-fil-A parking lot, and people were honking at her. It was crazy stuff. So I kept going down a Park Road, the Park Street extension. Here's the Postal Service's Distribution Center. Here's the Amtrak's.
Past the USPS Distribution Center. And then across the train tracks, I could see the shining light of the most beautiful restaurant in the world. Roy Rogers, please sponsor me. And I was like, I gotta get to this Roy Rogers. But it was across the Amtrak tracks. And I was like, I'm not walking to the end, to this crosswalk. I could hear there was no train coming. I could see there was no train coming. So I ran across the Amtrak tracks. And there it was.
I walked across here. And like I said, you could see it. It's right here. The Roy Rogers. Walked down this, underneath this here. And the rest was history.
The most beautiful restaurant in the world. We don't have it in PA. Roy Rogers, if you're listening to me, I forget the name of the group that owns the Roy Rogers in Maryland. But if you're watching this, bring Roy Rogers to Pennsylvania. I know it's on 76 heading east. Bring standalone restaurants to the Pittsburgh area, anywhere from Erie all the way down to Mount Morris. I don't care where it is. I'll drive an hour. I'll go to it. If you put it in PA, I'll go there. I'll buy one. If this video gets 4 billion likes and I get monetization and I get $1 trillion, I'll buy 30 Roy Rogers and bring them to Pennsylvania or whatever. But anyway, I ate my Roy Rogers meal, and now I'm going to eat my second Roy Rogers meal. So I haven't eaten today. So I don't know, it's probably like 1,000 calories eating the 2 Roy Rogers' meals. You're going to get a taste test of double R bar burger on this video. You don't get Lock and Dam. You don't get Pawpaw Tunnel. But what you do get is Roy Rogers Double R Burger. What makes it special is there's ham on the cheeseburger. We don't got that in PA. We got Wendy's in PA. We got Burger King in PA. We got even Hardee's in PA. And about 10,000 other places, Dairy Queen, you name it, we got in PA. We don't got Culver's in PA. We got Cane's in PA now. They don't got burgers. But what we don't have is a Roy Rogers standalone restaurant in PA. Outside of them travel plazas in Somerset. And it would be worth it for this burger right here. Double R Bar Burger. Mike Falapi's self-proclaimed best burger in PA. Not PA, best burger in the world. Roy Rogers Double R Bar Burger. With the holster fry. I don't know what they do with their fries, but they're good. And then a cherry Coke. First time around, I paid for the full large glass. I didn't want to mess with none of that water cup shit where they give you a cup from the preschool pizza party. No, I'll gladly pay the $2 to get the large cup, filled that thing to the top with ice, and put water in it. And that was the deal. And it was good. And it was the best cup of water. Probably one of the most expensive cups of water. Maybe outside of like buying a bottle of Dasani in Disney World. But it was worth it. Because I was about ready to die. I was standing in that Roy Rogers line waiting for my burger. I was about ready to fall over. I sat in a Roy Rogers for a half an hour and ate my burger. And bought another one to bring here for you guys to eat with you. So I could talk about today. Anyway, this isn't the end of the C&O Canal. We're coming back one day. And I want to see that tunnel. I want to see more locks, more dams, more aqueducts. And maybe someday, if I can talk someone into it, we bike or hike all the way to DC. I need a travel partner for that one. I need a travel partner for a lot of this stuff. But anyway, that's the end of today's video. I'm sorry that it's ending like this. I hope you believe my story as I sit here in Cumberland Park and Ride, or whatever this is, a minute away from Canal Boardwalk. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's going to be longer because I sat here and did more rambling than anything interesting. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching. If you're still here, if you're still watching this, if you're watching me eat my cheeseburger, and you're one of the real supporters, remember this day. Because if we ever make it to like 1 million subs, you'll know who you are. You'll remember me eating this cheeseburger. I'll cut this part out of this video and put it in like 1 million subs special if we ever make it. For the ones of you that were here on, I believe it's June the 3rd. Let me check real quick. June the 3rd, Monday, June the 3rd. For those of you who sat here and ate this burger with me, I mean, this video isn't coming out on Monday, June the 3rd. It'll probably come out in July. But anyway, if you sat here with me while I ate this burger and listened to me talk about my trials and tribulations in Cumberland, you were one of the original viewers of this channel. And I thank you for sticking all the way through. I hope we make it. I don't know. This might be my last video I ever post. Probably not. But maybe. Who knows? Just the way it goes. I'd like to do more stuff like this. Do more projects. Do more. Go to events. More everything. I can only do it with you guys. So thanks for the support. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you to Carly from the Roy Rogers in Cumberland. I don't know that you're going to see this, but if you do, thank you. I did enjoy the drink. She asked me if I wanted my second drink, and I did. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss anything that we do like this. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Mike Falapi YouTube channel. And remember, we're not done on the C&O Canal. We're coming back with more water next time. Thanks, guys.